I'm so excited to introduce you to an amazing group of people who are teachers, real estate agents, doctors, and lawyers by day, and triple threat performers by night. I'm so happy to have in the studio Neil DeLynn, the founder and artistic director of Unsung Heroes Productions, now in their fantastic 6th year, to raise money for leukemia research inspired by his late mother, Barbara Pinchuk. He is not only all of that, he's also an extremely talented singer and performer. He's joined by 3 of the incredibly talented members of Unsung Heroes, Joanna Pearl, who is one of the stars of the troupe, and her voice really transcends and elevates audience to another level, show after show and time after time. She is also one of the originals, and so happy to have you here. Welcome.
Thank you.
On our first show, and great to see you all. Welcome also, and so happy to have the very talented, just graduated from the highly regarded and prestigious music theater program at Sheridan College. She is also a vocal coach for the Mini Pop Kids, one of the co-founders of Spotlight Academy, and an uber-talented triple threat performer. Great to have you here, Amanda Silkoff. And Lindsay Ritter, super talented singer, dancer, actor, Instagram influencer, and she is fabulous on camera. And as well, she's unbelievable. And she is the person who's really taken over the Unsung Heroes Instagram, which you can all follow at
Unsung Heroes Productions.
So excited. I love it. It's intoxicating and contagious. Great to have you all here today. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Judy. Thank you.
So, Neil, can you describe for our listeners, and if you've just tuned in, this is Zoomer AM 740, FM 96.7, for our listeners, how Unsung Heroes really all came about?
Yeah, so my mother had passed away, sadly, about 10 years ago. Actually, it's coming up on her 10th year anniversary. And she had raised 3 of us in poverty and was my unsung hero. And there wasn't a lot to sort of honor her legacy financially, just due to that, our upbringing. And so we wanted to do something, my siblings and I, to really honor her. At the same time, her brother and I had started to get involved with community theater, and we thought, why not marry these 2 things together? And Unsung Heroes was born.
And it's unbelievable, and it just gets better and better every year. And Joanna, you've been here since the beginning. And this year, there's a little bit of a departure in you're still raising money for leukemia research, but in a slightly different way. Can you tell us what's happening with that? Or Neil, whoever wants to do it.
I'll bail Joe out. So normally we have 3-pillar charities that we raise money for, and it's more of a holistic donation to the charity. This time, we're very focused on something called the Children's Initiative through the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. We're partnered again with Imagine a Cure for Leukemia. All of the money that we're raising goes to this project that's helping children with leukemia, not just to have better survival rates, but also really to thrive, because so many of the treatments for children have not changed in decades. And they are harsh treatments on these little bodies, and they unfortunately ravage them in a way that creates secondary issues, including fatality as a secondary issue of the treatment itself. So the Children's Initiative is really focused on new and emerging research and clinical trials to help really change the outcome for these kids.
That's incredible what you guys are doing. You've raised a tremendous amount of money with this wonderful Unsung Heroes. How much are you up to date?
I think just looking at the way this show is tallying up, and through all the shows up until date, we'll be close to about 450 to 500,000.
Wow. It's absolutely incredible. And the show, for those of you who've just tuned in, Unsung Heroes, there will be 3 shows, September 21st and 22nd, and tickets are selling fast. How can people get tickets to see the show?
You can go to www.unsungtickets.com. Either on your phone or your computer, there'll be a shiny red button at the top of the screen that says Tickets and Donations, and you click there and you can purchase tickets. You can buy raffle tickets. You can buy a little stuffed bear we call Henry the Hero Bear, generously donated by Spin Master Toys. There's lots of ways you can support.
It's so fantastic. Now, I'm just going to tease something that's coming up later in the hour, and that is that 3 of these incredibly talented women are going to be singing a song. I'm going to tell you more about it later. And we actually heard them practicing in the boardroom here at Zoomer. And I saw someone crying, and everyone was sort of gathering up, sort of putting their ear to the door because they are so awesome. And I can't wait. That's coming up later in the hour. But I wanted to just start with Joanna. You were one of the original members of the troupe. Your voice is exquisite, and you're an example of someone that really could have gone all the way to Broadway, but you chose to be a mom and to be at home with your family. But I think it's sort of a known fact, Neil is nodding, that this is something that you could have done easily. And it's always such a highlight for audiences to see you perform. Can you tell us how doing this, Joanna, is part of, since that's what the show's all about, finding your bliss?
Well, first of all, I really appreciate the compliment. I don't know if that's entirely accurate, but I do really, I really enjoy performing. I love singing. I've been enjoying it since I was a little girl. And to pair fundraising and being able to raise funds for such incredible causes and to be able to perform and do something that I love and that I'm so passionate about, it's really just a dream come true. So when you say finding your bliss, that's my bliss. Being able to perform and raise money for causes that I truly believe in.
Is there a moment that stands out from all of the 6 shows where you just went, wow, I love doing this more than anything?
I think really when you come out to take your bows at the end of the show and the audience is standing, I think every time that happens for me, it's one of the reasons that I come back. It's just seeing the room full of pride and full of love and the camaraderie amongst the group. I think it's consistent with every show that I've done, and I will continue to do the shows as long as Neil's running them.
So great. Thank you so much. Amanda Silkoff just graduated about a year ago, I want to say, from Sheridan, the prestigious music theater program. My daughter's there now, and I know all about it. What a great program it really is. And you're doing so many things. You're doing the Mini Pop Kids vocal coaching. You're starting the Spotlight Academy as one of the co-founders. So cool. What is it about this group? Because you could really do anything. You're a Sheridan Music Theater grad. They get a lot of work. What do you love about this group so much?
You know, like when you walk into rehearsal, there's so many smiling, familiar faces that are just the most kind, welcoming people. And stepping into that rehearsal room, you're with like-minded people who are so passionate about music and about just being together and uniting under that universal language. So I think because we all have that love and then that extra drive of wanting to fundraise and give back, it's just an incredible environment to be in for me.
To prepare for this interview, I watched some of the clips and some of the videos. And by the way, on the Unsung Heroes Productions website, there's some really good stuff, like some great videos. It's really come a long way. I can't believe how great it is. And there's a wonderful piece that you did with Joanna. Do you want to tell us about it? Because I was like, this is really, like, this could actually be on Broadway. That's what I thought.
That was a fun number. We did, it was a duet version of I'm Not That Girl from Wicked. And we had this whole concept where we were kind of each other's reflection in the mirror. So it was really cool to dissect the song and just make it our own and have that really special connection with 2 actresses on stage instead of just one singing the song. And I think that was like the highlight for me from that show last year for sure. And getting to sing with her, like, this is an angel right beside me. She's amazing.
True. So great. And now Lindsay, who's been very quiet, but she is the voice often of Unsung Heroes. She's done this unbelievable. First of all, on stage, you are super talented. You are a true triple threat. You have more energy than I don't know anyone I've ever seen. You're amazing.
Thank you.
And I think you're applying that same energy to the Instagram account. What fuels you and drives you and makes you love this so much?
The Instagram account or Unsung as a whole?
Let's start with Unsung.
I hadn't been on stage in probably 10 years. And I was one of those people that went to Randolph Performance Academy, and I wanted to pursue and make it to Broadway. And hearing no all the time, it was a struggle. It's a really tough career, and you have to have so much drive, so much passion, and it was just beating me down. And having not performed for 10 years and finding Unsung Heroes Productions, it just like reignited my passion. I found my love again for it, and it's just such a special group. It's a way to just tap into the love for performing and not feel the pressure of making a career for it, and just being around, like Amanda said, like-minded people that we just love it. And you feel that energy when you walk into the room, and it's just such a happy place for me, and I can't imagine my life without it.
Isn't that wonderful? Is there a highlight for you of a song that you sang or a dance that you did that really stands out for you?
There's so many. I'd probably say a highlight for me was the song Stand By Me. It was the first moment for me that I got to dance again, really, and it was my own choreography. So doing that and singing with the singers, I can't even talk. So doing the dance, my own choreography, and getting to sing a song that was basically closing the show. And I don't know, there was just an energy. The audience knew the song, sort of like what Joanna was saying. The audience got up and was clapping, and it's that whole moment of you look out, you see what's in front of you, you see the people around you, and you realize what you're doing it for, who you're doing it for, and what it means for you. And it's just all encompassing for me, that moment. So
fantastic. You're also an influencer. And for those listeners who don't know what that means, how would you describe what your Instagram is before you even got involved with the Unsung Heroes Instagram?
So being an influencer for me sort of came organically. I lost 40 pounds after having my kids, and I started to document the weight loss and talk about what I was doing, how, the workouts, and just being really vulnerable. Basically, I was just being vulnerable and talking about things and talking about my life and how I was getting to a happier place. And then people started gravitating and following, and they just became very engaged. And then from there, companies would contact me to promote their products. And it just
snowballed.
Yeah, just snowball effect. But with the products and stuff, it's more, I will only work with companies that fit with what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So I'm a lifestyle account. So it's anything from food to workouts to my kids, my family. So yeah, it just kind of snowballed from there. And there's just something about being vulnerable and just putting yourself out there and just being real and the things you love and the things you enjoy. And if people like it, great. And if people don't, well, see ya. You don't have to follow me.
Right. It's so interesting that you said that, because it is so much about authenticity, and that's what I love about it. And Neil, I think we talked about this on the phone before this interview, but what are you loving about Lindsay's contribution to the Instagram?
I was cobbling together content before Lindsay came along and doing a pretty bad job at it. No, Lindsay's contribution has been huge. She definitely has a natural skill, and I think we were 5 times the follower base we were when she started.
Wow!
And she brings energy and creativity, and I know she talked about authenticity. You've mentioned it, and vulnerability. It's very important to me in my life, and I think Lindsay is unapologetically authentic. Which is what I love about her, and I think she's kind of created that persona for us in our Instagram account and our Facebook account. So I'm beyond appreciative.
It's so fantastic. I love it. Can anybody talk about some of the highlights we can look forward to in this year's show? Because I've noticed that each show gets better and better and stronger, and just hearing the song that you're about to sing, and I'm not going to even say it yet, but I'll just give you a little clue. Bette Midler once made the song famous. And I can't wait for that. But anybody want to share a highlight or a little sneak peek or sneak listen to some of the things we can look forward to?
I mean, I'll start if that's okay. I think for sure the song that we're not going to say at the moment is going to be a highlight. It's a song my mother loved. It's a very important song to me. It's one of those songs when I have jam parties at my house where people come and sing, and it's one of those songs whenever someone starts playing it, in a minute, everyone's around the piano singing. So it's going to be a highlight for sure. And of course, their voices and this arrangement is beautiful. Terrence Vince, who created our background track, did an incredible job as well. No, I think the show is we try to take it to a new level every year. We invest more in the amount of creativity and time. We have a lot of original arrangements that are made just for Unsung. This year, we're doing something a little different with one number where we're really focusing on the dance. So the singers almost take a back seat. It's some very modern choreography to Bishop Briggs' song, The River.
Wow.
Or River, I should say. There's some beautiful songs from The Greatest Showman, big cast numbers. There's some great mashups, as always. I think it's going to be our best show yet.
I'm wondering if we should, not without any further ado, get to this very exciting moment. So if you haven't already figured it out, Unsung Heroes in their 6th year, performing September 21st and 22nd at the Vaughan City Playhouse, 1000 New Westminster. For tickets, they can go to the website, which is
unsungtickets.com.
And what we're going to have right here live in the studio is Joanna, Amanda, and Lindsay singing The Rose.
Some say love, it is a river that drowns the tender reed. Some say love, it is a razor that leaves your soul to bleed. Some say love, it is a hunger, an endless aching need. I say love, it is a flower, and you, it's only a seed. It's the heart afraid of breaking that never learns to dance. It's the dream afraid of waking that never takes the chance. It's the one who won't be taken, who cannot seem to give, and the soul afraid of dying that never learns to live. When the night has been too lonely and the road has been too long, and you think that love is only for the lucky and the strong. Just remember, in the winter, far beneath the bitter snow, lies the seed that with the sun's love in the spring becomes the rose.
When you guys guys were all talking before, Neil actually had tears in his eyes and had a very emotional reaction to you talking about your singing and talking about your experience at Unsung Heroes Productions. And I just wanted to ask you, Neil, what brought the tears, to come?
Yeah, I think that, a lot of the times when I talk about the legacy that my family were trying to create for my mother, and we talk about the money we've raised, but in the end, my mother was the center of her own community. She was the friend that everybody went to and brought everyone together. So hearing them talk about what the show means to them and the experience and coming to rehearsal and the warmth and everyone being together and that community that it creates is a far bigger legacy than I could ever have imagined for my mom. So it was very emotional to hear them talk about that.
So amazing.
You guys are amazing.
They're actually applauding in the control room. They're applauding down the hall. Everybody was crying. And you guys are so awesome. Folks out there, tickets are selling fast. You don't want to miss this one. This show is fantastic. The 6th Unsung Heroes production show at the Vaughan City Playhouse, 1000 New Westminster on September 21st and 22nd. You can go to their website to get tickets. We'll have it on our website, on the Zoomer website as well. So thank you all so much for being here today. This was absolutely wonderful. And we're so excited. We're going to end with a meditation, but I just wanted to say congratulations, and you guys really are awesome.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to close out the first show with a meditation from the beautiful Meditation and Mindfulness book by Shiva Rose. If you're driving, please pull over, sit back and relax and close your eyes, turn off your car, and open your windows, recline back, and welcome to one of the wonderful meditations called the Guiding Star Meditation. And I'm just going to read this to you now. And everyone close your eyes if you wish and enjoy. This is great to do when you're dealing with challenges or negative situations, and you need to be reminded of your powerful inner light and to increase self-love and positivity. As women, we hold a lot of our power in our belly and our sacrum. So just begin by imagining a star there to increase your positive power, or in your heart to increase love. Picture a tiny crystal that is no more than a pinpoint of light, and close your eyes and breathe in and out through your nose. With each breath, imagine the pinpoint of light growing and getting bigger until it is a big star right in the middle of your belly or your chest. Imagine all of the rays of the star extending out from you, sharing your beautiful golden light with the world. With every breath, focus on the star. See how it is shiny and bright, sparkly and white with positivity. It is radiating love. Imagine each of the stars rays sending that love to the people that you love and care about. I see the rays encompassing my children, my animals, and my home, then my extended family, my work, my friends, and my business. The rays keep growing until I send my light to my city, our country, the world, and the entire planet. The star has now become a bright golden light that encompasses everything, sending healing love to all corners of the earth. From there, I start to bring it back in. The star gets smaller and smaller with each breath until it is the size of a silver dollar. And then I let it rest right there in my chest or my belly as my power center that lets me carry that healing light and love with me for the rest of the day. To connect with us, please send your emails to judy@findingyourbliss.com or check us out at The Bliss Minute on Instagram or on Facebook. And don't forget to get your tickets to Unsung Heroes and their 6th show this September 21st and 22nd at the Vaughan City Playhouse, which is in Ontario. And for everyone here at Finding Your Bliss, I'm Judy Librach, reminding you all to take one step closer to finding your bliss.